I have quite literally had zero experience with Hassan, and then apparently he called me a weird little freak, and I was like, "Huh, that's strange."
What was this
He
in response
called
to?
you a freak. He called her a freak in the same sentence that he called me a pedophile.
Good morning, everybody on Twitch and YouTube. Welcome back to this podcast thing that I do that I've been doing for like 8 months, and I've still never named it, and I don't feel like I will. Regardless, today's got a very great episode where we will be talking about the topics at hand, which will be the Hassan Orbit issues with Twitch, trans children, Ian and Anissa being canceled, and competitive racism. That is everything that we'll be talking about today. I suggest you guys strap in, buckle up. It is going to be great, and I am joined by some lovely people, as always, that are usually hated by a lot of people, but also loved by a lot of people. We have a great lineup today in the form of Kisha, Nuxtaku, and Sensitive Society. Sensitive Society, I've been stealing so much of your content lately, so I'm glad we get to talk face to face. Kisha, I've also been reacting to so much of the shit that's been going on behind the scenes and in front of the scenes with you, which has been fucking nuts and Nux. I just feel uncomfortable doing one of these podcasts without you because you're the sweetest person I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah. Slander. Get him out of here.
I know. What can I say? But real quick, before we get into this, can we get some intros for you, Kisha, and then we'll get into Sensitive?
Sure. Hello, I am Kisha. I play games occasionally, and I yap about current events and politics shit. I don't really know how to introduce myself.
Cool. What games do you... I've never seen you play a game, ever.
Oh, God. I've been in the middle of Okage right now. Okage is one of my favorite games from when I was a kid. I used to play quite a bit of MMOs, but they kind of suck now, unfortunately. So I've just been playing single-player stuff.
What the fuck is Okage?
It's a PlayStation 2 game about a very normal boy whose shadow gets taken over by an evil king, and then you have to go fight all the fake evil kings to regain his power, and while you're doing that, you find out a lot of surprising things about the world, and that the girlfriend you had was a bitch who actually hates you because she thinks you're a beta male.
Oh, I've already played that in real life, man. I don't need to do that again in video game. Great. Okay. Yo, Sens, you have a brief intro of who you are, what you do?
Yes, sir. Hi, I'm Oscar. I run the channel Sensitive Society. I make commentary videos, or some people will put it, I make slop content.
Yes, sir!
I make content about anything I find interesting, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and nice to meet all of you.
Absolutely. Can you just say out loud, I consent Tectone reacting to my videos?
I consent to Tectone reacting to my content whenever.
Thank
all right?
God, bro. It's so good. Like, it's legit so good. I've been, like, drowning in you and more Pegasus videos. Like, I can't stop watching. It's so, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've, like, fake pre-watched a couple of your videos. Like, so, like, I'll have already watched them off stream, and then I'll go live and watch them again, because I'm just like, okay, well, now I got to
fucking pre-watcher.
Yeah, no. Not that many times. Not that many times, but they're
This dude
great.
gives us a bad name, honestly.
Yeah. All of your guys' socials will be linked in the description of this video. Mods, feel free to shout them out. Go give them all a follow. They're all great. But first, before we get into
I don't even get an intro? What is
Everybody already knows you.
Yeah, you give like this whole big speech for everybody, and then you just skip me?
Okay, Nux, go ahead, man.
I am the other blue and white VTuber that Hassan slanders.
Okay. Yeah, we call him Blue Hitler here. We were joined by Blue Hitler.
Yeah, we're blue and white. That's how you know we're delicious.
Oh, yeah, true.
And my name is John Tecton. I don't know. I don't even know what I do anymore. I do everything. Yeah, so before we get into all the other topics, Kisha, you made a pretty interesting development in what's been going on with you. Do you mind just talking about what you've been experiencing over the past, like, several weeks to months?
Oh my God. So originally this whole harassment campaign
started this start?
In March.
Yeah.
There were a couple people on Twitter, like Binted and Niara, who were headstrong on getting me dropped from GamerSops because they kept posting, especially Bint, like out of context clips of me talking about quote unquote great replacement theory and whatnot. And so they would just
racism.
Okay.
Yeah, they would constantly tag GamerSubs and be like, is this what you guys sponsor? Do you condone this messaging from your partners? And I was like, okay, well, these are literal nobodies, so I don't really have to care. I don't have to acknowledge it. I can just kind of make fun of them, call them my marketing team. They boosted sales hella for my merch drop, so it was kind of great.
Yeah.
But then after that, I went on vacation, and Anna Valens dropped a hit piece at Vice on me. And that kind of kicked things into high gear, and it became a genuine problem because a lot of people were believing the things being written about me. And it was a little crazy for them to be like, oh, Kisha retweeted a picture of her plush that had Nazi books in the background. That confirms it! she condones that she might not have seen it, but you know, it's probably
Just to clarify
condones
for
it.
chat, if you don't know who Anna Valens is, ugly bitch. She kind of advocates for Sweet Baby Ink, and if that doesn't really tell you everything she's about, I don't really know what else to
Didn't
tell
even
you.
know that.
Yeah, no, she's like firmly advocate of Sweet Baby Ink. It's insane. Very like woke. We need women to be ugly in video games. We need to remove the power of men from video games. We need to replace every white character with a black character. It's just dumb as shit. Yeah, keep going, Kisha.
Yeah, Anna was like tagging the fucking Gamergate journalist from back in the day as well, like really trying to kick this off into a VTuber gate for some reason. And it's just like I am quite literally no one in comparison to other like large streamers. Like I pretty much stay in my own lane and people don't know who I am for the most part. So it's just like it's really weird to start this entire cancel campaign against someone like myself, but I guess I have the wrong opinion, so they thought it would be easy. And they came out with a second hit piece article at Vice that was talking about how VTubing has a bigotry problem. And they were using like anonymous posts on Reddit and like 4chan and 8chan to prove that my audience...
What the fuck is 8chan?
8chan was a really degenerate version of 4chan. I think it's
worse than 4chan?
Yeah, they used to have like zoophilia and ebophilia boards that people could post on. So it was like, you don't go there unless there's something wrong with you.
Wow.
And they take the moral high ground.
As a 31-year-old man, I cannot believe I've never heard of this. Is it new or is it like...
No, it's not new. I only remember hearing about it from like songs that were written about 4chan because they would call 4chan like the half-chan Jews.
Sounds about right.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Behind every Jew, there's an even more fucked up Italian. That's how it works.
True and real. I'm that Italian.
Oh, shit.
Okay. All right, so yeah, keep going.
So after the second hit piece came out, they decided to make a third article where the editor, I don't know if it's the editor-in-chief or like whatever, but like some high-up editor guy at Vice was like, Waypoint stands behind Anna Valens. The harassment campaign that she is facing is terrible. And I was like, what do you mean harassment campaign she's facing? These people have been trying to go after my sponsor since March. Anna poured gasoline on this fire and made the first article basically tuned towards gamer subs. Like they were in the title. I was called a gamer subs VTuber, which doesn't even make any sense. They're a sponsor. They're not like Mythic Men. Like what is this?
Yep.
And then other hit piece articles spawned off of that. Like I got 4 hit piece articles on some place called Stealth Optional, and one of them like called on Coefficient and Nags to disavow me. I've never even interacted with these people.
That's so fucking weird.
It was so
There's no way they
weird.
did though, right? There's no way they did that.
No, because like I've never talked to them. They don't know who I am, and I think they're smart enough to not just like take a Vice article at face value.
Yeah.
And then Sports
they're also
Keto.
both super. They don't ever get into drama.
Yeah.
Either of them.
I guess they just name drop them because they're like, oh, these are big flesh people in the VTuber adjacent sphere. We can get them on our side. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, no,
And
I've
then,
definitely had a lot of people be called upon to disavow me, and it's always a very uncomfortable feeling, especially when it's like I don't even know these guys. I wouldn't even care if they did. Like, well, what are we doing here? It's just weird. People who go after sponsors, people who go after people's friendships, people who go after people's families. It's like, bro, just deal with the person at hand. Why are we bringing other people into this? It's weird as fucking. It's cringe. And to my knowledge, GamerSubs did not drop you.
Correct.
They did not. They did not drop me either. So feel free to plug your code.
You can use code Kisha for 10% off your orders at GamerSubs.
Hell yeah. Have you tried Happy Juice yet?
I have not.
You're such a bitch. That's so lame.
I've been a little distracted, as it were, but I liked your commercial for it. It was a really good commercial. I watched it a few times on stream.
Hell yeah, dude! Hit up GamerSubs and just ask them to try to Happy Juice. I really want to know your opinion of it. I love it. It's delicious. You can try it with code Baldy for 10% off. Delicious. Yeah, keep going. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's perfectly fine. There was also the Sports Kita articles, which I think is the first one that Asmongold reacted to.
Sports Keto writes articles on everybody. They hit me with a few also.
Same.
Yeah, the Indian AI slop website, pretty much.
Exactly.
And that's kind of like
Sports Keto wrote the most unbelievable, like their article on me. They said Nux Taku implies Hassan Piker is a pedophile. And it's like, you got this flipped on its head. It's the other way around, actually.
I mean, that's pretty much what they do, right? Because their article title is like, oh, Kisha defends Shiloh Hendris saying the N-word to a child. And then Asmongold played my clip, and he's like, this clip literally disproves their headline. What did they mean by this?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, maybe I won't send them a cease and desist. I'll keep this one up as like a promotional article.
That's the problem with the internet, though, is that like headlines are all that people read. Thumbnails and titles are all that people see. And people are so preoccupied with their own issues that they're not going to delve deeper into actually understanding the truth. And that's what I think the issue with a lot of people on the internet is, and how a lot of false narratives begin, is because we're so ADD, the fucking instant gratification of scrolling TikTok and fucking YouTube shorts have diluted our minds to just thinking, oh, I saw this, now I know everything about it. That's just not how it works. And there's so many bad actors, there's so many people making bad faith arguments and just a blatant misrepresentation of the truth that so many innocent people have gotten punished. And I do think, Kirsha, that you got completely fucked. But that being said, I say completely fucked, but I believe you're doing the best you've ever done right now.
I mean, yeah, metrics-wise, it's been absolutely insane. There's definitely going to be the residual, like, reputational hit that I've already been experiencing with a couple of artists who, like, have said that they would work with me and, you know, everything's been fine, and then they come back later and they're like, oh, hey, some of my other artist friends said that you're a racist Nazi and I got some questions for you. And it's like, I'm at least glad that instead of just dropping me, they're willing to talk about it, because then I can be like, oh, hey, here's all this out of context shit. I don't hate immigrants. I'm against illegal immigration. I think countries should have borders, right? Like, I'm not fucking trying to get rid of all people here. It's a little weird. So I got to deal with that, unfortunately. But I think everything else has been really, really amazing. Like, the level of support that I've received, I never expected it. And I've been incredibly grateful to everyone who has come to defend me from these freaks doing their weird shit.
Yep, hail Asmongold, hail Asmongold, hail Asmongold.
True.
He is our God, he is our savior. I love that guy. Fuck yeah. I believe Sons, have you made a video on this topic too or not yet?
I haven't, but I was looking into it last night and I was just like, ain't no way this is real.
Yeah.
These people are fucking insane, man. It makes me want to make a video on it right now, as a matter of fact, but I'm just like, the slander and then going after you and your friends, your family, it's like, okay, that's too far. Like you said, just go after the person, right? Critique them. Don't bring anyone else in the sponsors. It's just like, I hate that behavior. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
Some of my friends who were defending me on Twitter started getting attacked, and like Moonshine Animations is one of my friends. He's South Korean, and he was being called like a white supremacist Nazi. Salasama, she's Puerto Rican, and she was being called a white supremacist Nazi. I was like, we are the brownest white supremacists ever, I guess. Like.
So that's
dude,
the thing with
my grandparents are Holocaust survivors, and I was called a white supremacist Nazi. At this point, anything goes.
Great.
Yeah.
You need to teach us how to simultaneously be Jewish and a Nazi at the same time.
Look, I've mastered that shit.
So for clarification, this all started because I think it was Carmelo Anthony. That's his name, Carmelo Anthony. He stabbed a white kid, not in self-defense, as it has now been seen by the footage of the crime.
I haven't seen the footage. I need to see that.
Yeah.
The court ruled it first-degree murder.
Yeah, court ruled it first-degree murder. He's being charged as a 17-year-old with first-degree murder. And there was the white chick who called the black kid at the park the hard R. And this led to GoFundMe's happening for Carmelo Anthony. He raised $600,000 with everybody in the section saying, fuck white people, kill all white people, kill all white people. And then the white chick who got the GoFundMe for calling the black kid the hard R, she got around $700,000 to $800,000 of support over what she said to that kid. My opinion, I don't think either of them should have gotten any support. But it became not really what they did about what they represent, which is either what one side of the internet thinks, which is fuck white people, to the other side of the internet, which is fuck black people. And you got caught in the crossfire because I believe all you said was killing someone is far worse than saying the N-word, which, of course, anybody with a brain agrees.
You'd think so. And I mean, that's pretty much what I said. I was like, I don't think it's okay to call a child the N-word. I don't think it's okay to call them slurs in general. But it feels like a consequence of just where we're at, right? Like Carmelo Anthony's had all of these egregious comments calling for violence, calling for hatred. And so when this Shiloh Hendris thing came out, people were just like, you know what? Fuck it. we're gonna give her money because like we're fed up, we don't care.
Yeah, I think this is leading into a lot of things and I know Nux is very excited to talk about this. Competitive racism, as well as a new term that's been coined on Twitter and TikTok, which is black fatigue. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Asmongold, as well as myself, like to call it retard fatigue. Because we're not tired of black people. We're just tired of people doing stupid ass shit. But just right now, the current events kind of involves a lot of blacks versus whites, and black people are the victims and white people are the evil people. And then George Floyd got brought up. His autopsy got brought up with like the 13 different types of drugs that he was on. But yeah, Nux, you said you had something you want to talk about for competitive racism, right?
Well, I mean, I think that you have kind of the enlightened centrist opinion that,
Okay.
Well, saying a slur to a kid is bad, and also stabbing someone in the heart is bad. Both bad. Neither should make money.
Yeah.
I think I didn't donate to Shiloh Hendris or to Carmelo Anthony. I'm sure you're both very surprised.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. That said, and while I don't support anyone saying slurs to children, I do think it is a good thing for the social media climate that she made $700,000.
Okay.
Yes, I can agree with that.
And the reasoning is, while I don't condone what she said, the response to what she said was they doxed her, they swatted her, they showed up at her house, they made thousands of videos and TikToks threatening her life and her child's life, all right? Thousands, all right, of people, going on that train. And in my opinion, that is not a reciprocal tariff, as it were. I don't think that is at all a proportionate response to what was actually done. While I do think she absolutely did a bad thing, you don't call a kid the N-word, obviously. I think that the fact that this is pushing back and destroying this cancel culture chokehold on society, I think that's a good thing.
So
I do.
It's just like,
For
it's a
example,
bad thing to call a kid that, but like you shouldn't get doxxed. You shouldn't have your life ruined over it.
True. I think that not only should you not have your life ruined and doxxed and stuff, I think it is beneficial to society that bullshit extreme cancellations actually give you a monetary bump. I think it's healthy. So you don't decide, let's start some witch hunt cancel campaign against somebody else now. Because hey, it might actually help her career.
Yeah, if you make cancel culture profitable for the person being canceled, eventually the people will just stop trying to witch hunt.
Exactly.
No, I think that's very fair. I do agree. The response to her actions was disproportionate to, the punishment was disproportionate to the actual action that she committed. She said, a bad word. She did say a bad word, absolutely. She said it to a child, absolutely. That doesn't mean that her entire family's life should be...
And just for context, extra context, that kid was stealing from her kid's diaper bag, and she said it, probably as an emotional knee-jerk reaction to that shit.
Yeah.
And... I feel like there's extra nuance there than just horrible racist bigot lady walking around. I feel like there is nuance there for sure.
And especially most of the people I've seen talking about this don't even mention that the guy recording her apparently had a trial a few days later for being allegedly a pedophile or whatever.
I thought that was debunked.
Allegedly.
Is that confirmed anywhere? I was told that was not true.
No, there was an actual it was May 7th or some shit. It was a few days after that recording. He had to go to the courthouse.
Dude was in a kid's park alone. All right, what was he doing there?
Yeah, that's very true. I don't really want to wait on that until I know all the facts. I have heard that, but I've also heard that wasn't true. So
that's why I say allegedly. Right. I don't know if he got convicted or anything.
Allegedly, but that's pretty fucked up.
For sure. I think the lady's life got completely ruined, and people think that saying the N-word's a crime. It's not a crime. That being said, he still shouldn't do it, but I think the proper outcome would have been...
No, it's a horrible thing to do.
Yeah, of course.
She's probably not a nice lady. You know what? I'll just say it. She was probably even racist. Probably.
Maybe.
To be real, probably she was. That's pretty shitty. But, I feel like, again, proportionate response and the death of cancel culture, I think, is healthy for society in a whole.
Wasn't there another thing where people photoshopped a picture of her with a black guy to try and reduce support because they're like, oh look, she the kid has a black father, therefore all of you donating to her, you're not actually supporting a racist.
That's crazy.
No
I was
way.
like, what the fuck?
That's
awesome.
Crazy. But yeah, I mean, like,
Was it Netflix adaptation?
I have been the people who have it hard on the internet, the most hardest, definitely the whites. And I'm a white guy. I've had it really hard. Been making content creation for 6 years now, and I understand why some people have such resentment towards certain races on the internet when it gets told to us whiteys fighting the good fight, which is you can't be racist towards white people. That's something that I've seen a lot throughout my career, and that's something I'm not gonna lie, that's made me very fucking bitter. And being told that you're white and you're privileged and you've had a great life, and it's like, yeah, I'll be real, man. I don't think a lot of people would want to go through the life that I've lived, to be completely fucking honest. Until I became a multimillionaire, that was awesome. That was great. But before that, it was quite rough.
That has nothing to do with you being white either, by the way.
Very true.
What do you mean? We don't just get multi-million dollars for our skin color? Where's my payment?
Not if you're male, okay?
Yeah. I'm underneath the firm impression that you can be racist towards all skin colors, and I think that nobody really wants to weaponize any hate campaign towards any specific race. However, I think we all just want equal treatment, and I feel like that really shouldn't be that big or that hard to understand. That being said, Indians are getting obliterated right now on social media. I'm not gonna lie. As an Indian, oh man, the Indians have become the new punching bag. And good God, I'll admit, like, once again, going to India sounds great to me. I'm just not gonna eat any of their street food. That shit, the videos that have been put out on that shit is fucking foul. I saw some dude seasoning a dish on the street with his fucking armpit sweat. That shit was nuts. As well as the poop throwing parade. Have y'all seen that?
I heard of that.
Yeah,
I feel like I remember it.
Yeah, there's like this parade they do where they all like shit in their hand and they throw it up into the sky and then it all falls on them.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it was wild. That's something being put on display right now. And not to mention, I've been scammed 3 times by an Indian from a call center. So my perspective.
That's a skill issue, Mike.
You're not even that old yet. I'm surprised.
But I don't know. They tell me I owe money, and I'm like, do I? Okay, here's my card number.
Oh
my god.
Yeah, unlucky. Regardless, I feel like the competitive racism shit needs to stop. I don't think it's going to. I'll probably be talking about it in the near future. But let's continue into a topic that we all know and love.
My favorite racism. Can I talk about my favorite racism?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so my favorite racism on the internet is it's coming from an individual by the name of Candace Owens. You ever heard of her?
Oh
No.
boy.
So Candace Owens is a massive right-wing commentator. My favorite racism that she ever did, she did a racism when she said Jews invented dinosaurs to trick Christians into thinking that God doesn't exist.
I'm actually really upset that apparently Nux can just make dinosaurs and he hasn't given me one yet.
Wait, is
that crazy?
And they meant that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me introduce you to Candace Owens.
Okay, yes.
Every conspiracy theory about Jews, she believes it. All right? So, according to Candace Owens, Jews did 9/11, and Jews ran the Soviet Union, and Jews, I don't even feel like I need to debunk these in front of you, right?
To be fair, America did deserve 9/11. My favorite streamer told me that.
Well, of course, that's what my favorite streamer said.
I believe
it. My favorite, but recently, all right, so she did the dinosaur one like a year ago when she said Jews invented dinosaurs to trick Christians. The new one is Jews invented space to trick Christians. She doesn't think space is real.
Okay.
So wait, based on the Jewish involvement, was the moon landing real or fake?
Fake.
Oh, okay.
There's no moon.
Damn it, Jews.
The moon is just a picture on the firmament. What Bible are you reading?
Why did somebody in chat just ask me to ask you to do a social autopsy on Candace Owens?
I did make a video on Candace Owens.
Okay, great.
It's a banger.
I'll have to. Is it below 50 minutes?
No, it's an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, I can't be fucked. I'll watch that off stream.
It's a banger.
Yeah, no, I believe it. Okay, let's get past the racism thing. If you guys think of any other times you want to come back to it, feel free to. But for now, we're going to move on to the next thing, which is the Hassan Orbit. Kisha, have you had any experience with the Hassan Orbit yet, or not? Or not particularly? You've been kind of safe.
I have quite literally had 0 experience with Hassan, and then apparently he called me a weird little freak, and I was like, "Huh, that's strange."
Okay. What was this in response
He called you
to?
a freak. He called her a freak in the same sentence that he called me a pedophile.
Okay.
The same sentence, man.
Like, at first I was like, is he just talking about Nux? Like, there's no way he means me, right? Like,
Okay, and why did he say that?
I guess because he believed
Projection?
that I was an actual white supremacist, and they were celebrating me getting banned for a day for reading Anna Valen's weird fan fiction off of Archive of Our Own.
Okay. Well, anyways, all right. I want to scoot over to you, Sensitive. So your whole perspective on, and let me set you up here real quick. Hassan and his little gang of dumbasses have been kind of running amok amongst his platform, completely slaughtering ad revenue across the platform, attempting to label many different content creators as criminals based on who they're associated with, based on what families they're born into, based off of allegations that were never proven, and based off of slanderous statements that have no leg to stand on. So what I'm wondering is, what is your whole perspective on Hassan and his gang of delinquents?
I think they're all horrible people. I think they're all disgusting, and I fucking hate them all. To simplify things,
Tell us how you really feel.
so I just get straight to the point. No, I think all of the Hassan Orbiters are extremely bad faith. I think we all know that. Don't even get me started with people like Denims or Frogan. It's just like they're just horrible people. I don't know what else to say or how to put it differently, but I mean, I just can't stand these people. I hate how fake nice they are. And we love you and we welcome here. Unless you disagree with us, then we hate you and we will call you a Nazi and a pedophile. But so it just pisses me off. I hate people who are like that, just like fake ass LA influencer type vibes, and it's just like, I don't like these people at all.
Have you had any firsthand experience with them yet? Have they came after you? Have they said anything about you?
I know that a few months ago, iDubbbz's wife, I don't know if she's, well, I guess she is low-key kind of in the Hassan area.
Wait, do you mean iDubbbz's husband?
iDubbbz, yeah. Correct.
Okay.
So iDubbbz's husband, about a year or two ago, back when I had Twitter, she blocked me, and then she went on the whole rant about commentary channels.
I remember that! Oh my god.
I don't. Wait, fill us in. What did she say?
That we were just low live, hating, bitchless, holeless, just like the worst kind of people. She was just crashing out. She was going insane, lashing out people like me, Pegasus, and others. She was just crashing out, and then she was like, "No, guys, I'm just kidding. It's all a joke." And it's like, bruh, this
I
is
was only
not a joke.
pretending to be retarded.
Didn't she do this? Yeah, right. Didn't she do this whole spiel where she like when she was talking about the commentary channel, she was like, "You're all unhappy in your own lives. Unlike me, I'm really happy." And she's like crying.
Exactly.
The most convincing
I'm actually the most happy.
I'm really happy, guys. Look at me. But yeah, I mean, she blocked me, and I'm just like, that's and I think maybe iDubbbz too back in the day. I'm not too sure. I really don't remember. But I can say this: I don't think they like me. I don't think they're gonna be subscribing anytime soon. So.
A couple of things that I've noticed about Anissa, I believe that's her name. It's iDubbbz's husband. Is that every single time she insults someone, she always brings sex into it or incel into it. And I think that's because, well, she's an OnlyFans whore, and that's kind of like all she knows. That's kind of all she thinks about. And she thinks that if you're not having sex, then you're not winning and you're a loser. It's honestly a very sad, pathetic, like very primal, very tribalistic, like fucking caveman-like mentality that's like, I guess modern society has moved forward from thinking sex is the only thing that matters in life. It's kind of fucking pathetic.
My favorite thing about Anissa is every time she brings up iDubbbz, she humiliates him again. She's like, iDubbbz, he's a 10 out of 10, but his breath stinks and he shits himself and he's annoying.
When she talked about him shitting himself, I was like, holy fuck, this woman has zero respect for him.
Fetish.
I was like, I can't believe I feel bad for iDubbbz in the year of our Lord. Like, holy shit.
Where is
empathy.
this?
You've unlocked empathy, I guess.
Where is this video? I've never seen this. Like that's a thing.
I'm sure it's on Twitter. Hold on. Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. She goes up there, she humiliates him, but she's like doing it like 10 out of 10. But
yeah, if you can link that, I want to react to that later. That sounds fucking hilarious. What the hell? I had a conversation with Donut Operator, because Donut used to be friends with iDubbbz. But that's just another person who has
I
confirmed.
found it.
You did?
I can't believe I found this. Oh
Okay.
my God.
Okay, I'll
right,
have to
put it
react to
here.
that after the stream for sure. But yeah, I was talking to Donut Operator, and he's another person who is friends with iDubbbz, and it's another person out of iDubbbz's life that has confirmed, including myself, where he was a really cool dude until he met this chick that, for lack of a better term, has completely brainwashed this fucking guy into becoming kind of just like a puppet to put out all of the progressive woke feminist movement that she's attempting to put out on the internet. Because I played World of Warcraft with iDubbbz for quite a bit during OnlyFans Season 1, and he was honestly a pretty cool guy. But these days, it's just kind of unrecognizable, because I used to be a huge fan of Content Cop. I'm pretty sure we probably all were.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now it's just like, bro, what the fuck happened? And when Anissa revealed that, or when Ethan revealed that Anissa was the one who took his virginity, I'm like, oh, okay. I get what's going on here.
See, there's a lot of conversations about what zero pussy does to a motherfucker. But
I
I
was
feel like we
just
need to have
about to say that.
conversations about what pussy does to a motherfucker.
Us blue and whites, we're on the same brain wavelength.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The white supremacist in me, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. So let's kind of hone in on. We'll just do Denims and Hasan. I don't really feel like talking about from Mike from PA or the other guys or Frogan. I mean, what else needs to be said? But Denims has a couple of quotes that I'm just curious how you guys feel about. Which is, children don't remember anything until 4 or 3.
Oh my god.
So
That's crazy.
it doesn't matter what
Horrible.
traumatic experience they endure. They won't remember it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not her worst one. That's bad, but that's not even close to her
That's
worst.
Yeah,
some like
that-
you gotta get your trauma in while they're young so they don't remember it. You know, you gotta get it out of your system.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what the
take.
fuck?
It's
I
like
mean,
not
Yeah,
all of us
her
are that
father
retarded.
abandoned her when she was under. He doesn't remember.
yeah. What were you
Oh
saying,
my
Sebs?
god.
No, I mean the whole argument when she's like, "Oh yeah, you don't remember anything when you're 4 or 5." It's like, bitch, are you retarded? Like, well, yeah, I know you are, but I have memories when I was 3, 4.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I remember Christmas morning getting the PS1. It's just like, it's ridiculous. Come on, like, I know you guys are stupid, but this is like low key a new level of stupidity you guys are unlocking. It's like,
No, but it's
it
also
does
like you have
piss
to
me
realize
off.
that the context actually makes that one worse, because that's basically saying, yeah, you can harass Ethan's children. They're
That's right,
3 and a
yep.
half, and
Yep.
it's like, whoa, what?
Yep. I
Yeah.
mean, it excuses child abuse. It excuses pedophilia. It also excuses Bill Cosby's actions where he drugged and raped women, because as long as they don't remember it, then it doesn't matter. And I feel like Denims is just so aggressively fucking stupid that every single time she opens her mouth, when she's not taking a dick in it, just another retarded ass take comes out. And it's insane how dangerous someone with as much weaponized autism as she has is they even allowed on this platform. I truly don't get it. I would have lost all my sponsors if I said something like that, but I mean, I don't know how she's still on this platform.
I
really
got
don't.
attacked for way less. Like, goddamn.
Yeah. No.
I mean, the real question is though, if Bill Cosby joined Hamas, would Hassan support him?
I'm
Is
sure
that even a
Hassan
question,
would say
though?
he's quite misunderstood. I'm sure. No, you don't get it. Like, where's the proof? Picture it didn't happen. Picture it didn't happen.
Read the
Bro.
photo. That's right.
So my worst Denims moment of all time, and I think that this is until it's completely unacceptable. She basically criticized Ethan in regards to the rape victims of the Hamas terrorists, and she criticized him, and she said there was no first-hand account of a woman claiming she was raped by Hamas. Because most of them were killed after they were raped. Right?
Of course.
So her argument is there are no first-hand accounts, even though there were accounts of people that saw other people get raped. There were no first-hand accounts of rape. That was her argument. And she showed as evidence a clip from an interview. And in the interview was a girl talking about how she saw her friend get raped. All right? That was her evidence.
I've seen that interview. I've seen that one.
In that same interview, someone does give first-hand account of being raped by Hamas. But she cut that out.
That's insane. I've not
insane.
seen that. That's fucking unbelievable.
Yep. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, anybody else have any favorite Denims quotes?
That's there. That's the lowest low for me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of shocked at that level of propagandizing something. Like, you can't just talk about it without having to cut out extra context like that. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anyways, let's go into our favorite guy then. Let's talk about Hassan. Or sorry, do you want to give his intro, Nux?
Hassan, Diddy, Bin Laden, Epstein, Adolf Piker. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, there we go. Great. I've been slapping in Hamas, Diddy, Osama bin Laden, Adolf Epstein, baby oil Piker.
Oh, that's
God.
good. That's good. I like that.
The baby oil. I
His
know,
name
it
is
really
just
rolls off the tongue.
extended, an acronym.
Yeah. I believe we're at. I believe that's when I checked. 520% fucked.
Yeah, we're at 520 right now. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I've been following the franchise. I wish I could watch it on stream, but it's so fucking long, Nux. So I can't watch
You
it.
don't understand how much context I put into those. You know, in my latest one, he made up an entire lie. Like, he literally made up misrepresented an entire situation that went down to propagandize people. Literally in the last one. Okay, spoilers for 530% fucked.
Yeah.
Hassan's been crying, obviously, for the last, 6 months that they need to let aid and food into Gaza. They let aid and food into Gaza, and he spent the last 3 hours of his stream complaining that food went into Gaza because the Hamas terrorists told the civilians not to eat the food.
What?
And he is supporting the terrorists, all right? He's supporting the terrorists that told the civilians not to eat the food.
What the fuck?
This seems like a massive contradiction.
It is something of that, unless you realize that he never actually supported the Palestinians, and he just actually supported the terrorists.
Ooh.
In which case,
Ooh.
yeah, then it's not really a contradiction at all, is
Yeah,
it?
that would not be a good look if you were just like, yeah, I don't actually care about Palestine. I just want to support the terrorists. That'd
He
be a
doesn't.
weird
I don't think he
thing.
does. I really think that's the case. Again, you have to realize, this war started because of Hamas. This war didn't end because Hamas didn't surrender and give up the hostages. They still have hostages. That's why it didn't end, all right? So they use human shields. They put their military in hospitals to maximize collateral damage. They started a war that they could not possibly win. How on earth are they the good guys? They're not. They're not.
They're
They are-
just not. They're just not.
They're horrible.
Yeah, that's definitely a goober play, 100%.
Yeah, so anyway.
So Hassan has been, and I'm not sure how many of you guys stream on Twitch. The ad revenue is completely in the fucking gutter right now. We're down about we're at about 25% of where we used to be right now. Earlier this month, I was making about $400 or $500 a stream for a 6-hour stream for just ads. These days, I'm getting 125, 150 bucks. So things are looking really bad. That's not just me. Other creators have weighed in. Like Stable Ronaldo, Extra Emily, Ms. Kif Canute, just name a few, as well as Asmon Gold. Many people have weighed in on this. It's pretty fucking bad, and honestly, Twitch is heading in a horrible direction. Not to mention that Asmongold, and I can't believe I'm saying this in 2025, Asmongold is currently talking to Elon Musk in order to operate and optimize the Twitter streaming platform, which I have no idea how to do that. Maybe I should start streaming on Twitter as well. I feel like that's going to be fucking psychotic. But
I've been streaming on Twitter, and it's pretty stable. I haven't enabled chat on my Twitter yet because I don't have enough mods to spread around. But I feel like it's pretty all right, and I would definitely like to see more integrations. I would like to see something more like Twitch chat. My biggest complaint of like streaming on YouTube is how the chat isn't as interactive as Twitch chat. It's a bit more like bland to read. There's less things to grab my attention as a streamer to look at chats. There's like, I don't know, it's just not as, I guess, put together as the Twitch chat is, and so I'd like to see that in the Twitter chat. Just have more colors, have more animations. Like, YouTube doesn't have animated emotes. Like, what is that?
Yeah, that's very fair. YouTube chat for me and YouTube streaming for me has been fucking incredible.
It's been amazing. But
I love it because when Asmongold goes live on Twitch, I lose around 1,000 viewers. But when he goes live on Twitch, I lose 0 viewers on YouTube, which is great. Yeah, my YouTube audience is very loyal, and after I end stream, all of them go to watch my other videos and press like and comment and subscribe. Yeah, I've gained 44,000 subs this month, which has been fucking insane.
Oh, wow.
So,
Damn.
yeah, YouTube
Congrats,
streaming has been
man.
great.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. I've never hit 1 million subs. I'm pretty sure all you guys probably already have. But I'm trying very hard to hit 1 million subs. I've been trying this shit for fucking 6 years, bro. It's difficult as shit. But
I haven't
No, you're
even
gonna
hit
get there.
100,000 yet.
wait, really?
Yeah, I'm still under
All right,
100K.
Well, guys, go
I've been
subscribe to
meaning to tell
Kirsha's YouTube channel. You know, give her the old
I've been
techie
meaning
bump.
to tell you this for a very long time.
Yes.
You have got to optimize your uploads on YouTube, okay?
Me?
Like, it's painful for... No.
Oh.
Kirsha.
Me.
Oh.
It is painful. Like, you have good content, you just decide, let's not post them.
I don't know what to post. I guess I'm not good
DM
at like.
me after.
video.
I'll give you a course.
Yeah, give me a crash course, Mr. Teacher.
I'll give you a crash course. I will.
What a great guy. Nux Talk, everybody. Hearts in the chat for this guy. What a good dude. And they call him Blue Hitler. Imagine that. This guy's
They do not. They don't. You
Really?
call me that.
He
No
is
one.
literally
I
the
love
coolest
Blue
pedophile
Hitler.
I've ever met. Literally number one.
Wow. Crazy.
Oh yeah. No, but seriously, Nux is one of the nicest people. Not to glaze, right? But he's
This
been
is
nothing
crazy.
but
I'm
kind.
leaving. I'm out.
Glaze cat.
He's been nothing but nice to me for the last few months. And whenever I see Nux Slander, I'm like, okay, you guys are fucking retarded. You guys have no idea. So Nux, thank you. You've been super kind. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
but he did that one thing 4 years ago, and I'm not going to
Thank
forgive
you for
him.
bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm not going to
That's
forgive him
right.
because he did that thing like 4 or 5
I
years
did
ago.
that thing. I did.
True.
Yeah, so
It
fuck
was
him, bro.
incitement to violence and stuff.
And he
probably.
apologized
God.
for it relentlessly, and he showed that he was actually truly sorry. But no, I'm not moving on. Yeah,
No,
people
I
need-
take everything back. Never mind.
Yeah, good. People need to grow the fuck up with that shit, bro. These people are so fucking dumb. It's like, what else they want you to do?
I've earned that Blue Hitler title. goddammit.
Which they actually not
Now
call
he's-
you
now
Blue-
he's gonna have
Is
to
that
go out and
just
do
me?
even more
Is that
evil
just me?
things.
Oh, that's right. They call you Blue Voldemort. That's right, Blue Voldemort. That's
Wait,
right.
you weren't even doing that on purpose? You thought they called me Blue Hitler?
I legit thought they called you Blue Hitler. I shit you not.
Stop! That's crazy.
That's so funny. Okay, so yeah, obviously Hasan is sexually attracted to Asmongold and jerks off and touches himself to the idea of ever getting on call and debating him because Hasan's numbers are going down, Asmongold's numbers are going up, and let's be real, if they ever ban politics off of Twitch, Hasan's not a good enough streamer to actually make it anything other than just, farming far left-wingers on, any type of extremist terrorist propaganda they can possibly push out.
I feel like it's a hate crime that I've had to see AI-generated images of Asmongold rubbing Hassan's pregnant belly.
I love it. I think it's so funny, dude. It's so funny.
Bro, start a GoFundMe.
Yeah. Also, just want to say I hate doing this. Guys, I have a golden Kappa train right now. If you want to subscribe to the Twitch, you get a free golden Kappa. I never get these things. That's very cool. If you get golden Kappa access for 24 hours, feel free to sub. You don't have to. I don't care. Anyways, yeah. I don't know when enough is enough, and I think everybody here already understands that Hassan's a pretty shitty fucking human being. Before we move on to the next subject, does anybody want to talk about something that they just don't like about the fucking guy, who they want to get off their chest, or can we talk about the real issue? It's up to you. Nux, Sensitive, Kisha, anything you want to say about Hassan that you think goes unnoticed, how horrible it is? Great.
He wants Jude dead.
Oh yeah, that's always bad. That is very, very, very bad. My whole thing is the more Hasan radicalizes his audience, the more extreme he gets on every single stream, going after veterans, going after content creators, going after people's content creators' families when they can't win in the 1v1. My whole thing is, how in the fuck is Twitch allowing this? That's my issue.
That's a great question.
Because they've acknowledged it. They have banned him for merely acknowledging a terrorist manifesto. Yet they didn't ban him for promoting terrorism and bringing a Houthi pirate on stream. So I'm just wondering how much you guys think, what percent of the blame falls to Hasan and what percent of the blame goes to Twitch for enabling this behavior, to where I can only imagine that the moderation team of this platform clearly has an agenda to push, because if we're not banning him like at length by now, they surely must agree.
I feel like a good portion of the blame is on Twitch, because obviously he wouldn't do as much as he does if there were the risk of getting banned, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's a 50-50. If he was
I
doing
think
this on
it's,
YouTube, he would have been banned. Like, this will not fly on YouTube, but on Twitch, and like, it enables this, right? You're like getting the pass. Yeah, you could keep doing that. You can have more terrorists on the show, so of course he's gonna do it. But sorry, Nux, I'll let you talk.
I think it's 100% Hasan and 100% Twitch. I think both of them are completely at fault. Completely.
Go in, King. Go in.
If you are Twitch and you have a platform that is designed primarily for 13-plus-year-old kids that are coming from YouTube Fortnite streamers to your platform, because there's no other marketing done for the Twitch, essentially, and that is where these people are coming to, and then they end up on fucking Twitch for titties and terrorists, And essentially, it is a website that is on every smart television, on every house, in every living room in America. And you have kids go on, and you have this extremist shit being pushed all the time, which is not the purpose of the platform. And it goes against the terms of service of the platform. And the terms of service that does exist is enforced separately. All right, it's only enforced on people we don't like, but it's not enforced on people we do like. In my opinion, that is 100% on Twitch. Now, I think on Hassan, it is 100% degenerate and evil to be promoting terrorist propaganda unfiltered, constantly inciting, in my opinion, violence on not one, but 2 United States senators. All right, that's insane. I think that absolutely 100% fault is on both of their heads. For their
it's like this was always my thing as well. It's like I don't really care if somebody has different politics for me as long as they're not calling for violence. And so it baffles me that Hassan has been able to do that and there's no repercussions for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't care if someone has different politics than I do. I literally could not care less. Not at all. But the fact that Hassan is able to go on stream and be like, if you care about Medicaid, you would kill Rick Scott, and then like literally give his full name and position in the government. And it's like, what is even going on? Like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, and then Ethan going live and reacting to Hassan clips and getting banned for the same clips that Hassan did not get banned for.
No, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, Asmongold got banned for 2 weeks for his Palestine take, right? His Palestine take was racist, all right? It was, I don't care if people that have genocide baked into their laws get genocide. That's what he said. That is not an incitement to violence. It's not a crime. It's an opinion. He got banned for an opinion. Not a very nice opinion.
2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. Hassan, not only does he say, Jews are all inbred and inbred pig dogs. That's what he calls Jews.
What the fuck?
Right? Yeah, he's done that more than once. And not only does he go on like these tirades about that shit, which I would argue is not a very nice thing to do, he directly incites violence. I don't know if any of you guys saw this clip, but there was a clip of him and this other YouTuber that they basically they were live together, and they were going over the idea. I think, Kisha, you'll appreciate this. I, in fact, covered it in my Hassan Piker's 500% fuck video. He essentially condones the idea of starting up an IRA-style terrorist organization in America to bomb Americans to cause Israel fatigue.
So he wants to create a psyop to blame the Jews for bombing things when it wasn't the Jews, because he wants Israeli fatigue in the US and people to start hating the Jews more?
Something like that. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Kind of that is what he was implying, and he's like nodding his head. And organization.
Well, Nux, I bet you said some groundbreaking shit, but unfortunately you still have this $5 fucking microphone that cuts out every other time you talk.
Bro, stop. It's a good microphone.
Okay.
Clearly you need to upgrade.
Are you okay, Nux? Do you need me to buy you a new microphone?
I have a spare, but this one works.
I just don't believe you.
I don't know why it. Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you. But just type based, guys. Nux probably said something based, right? So you just go ahead and type that. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty much, we've talked about this topic ad nauseum, and it is just kind of becoming absolutely ridiculous. Let's talk about something a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more controversial, that's been less talked about. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Kirsten, did you get into some type of kerfuffle on Twitter involving Niara VT?
Yeah, a little bit. Niara was one of the people who was first tagging GamerSupps, trying to get me dropped by them before Anna Valens had come out with their articles.
Yeah. Okay. Did you ever get into the topic of trans children?
So the first time I ever saw Niara was like Reb Says Desu talking about them and how they said that like children can consent to taking HRT and that it's like a child's choice if they, want to go through with that procedure because they don't consent to puberty. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, and I retweeted it. And then like I finally went to like their profile because a few of the other people I follow, like Madam Savvy, had retweeted stuff from Niara, and I clicked on their profile and I was like, oh, I'm already blocked by this person. That means they're probably retarded. So
yeah.
And then And then they quoted me and they were like, "Oh, Kisha, I've unblocked you. You can debate me now." It's like, well, why would I do that? You seem like a fucking brick wall. Like, all of that would do would be giving you a platform to spew your nonsense.
Yeah, I think the whole
my first experience with Kisha, not with Kisha, with Niara, is she retweeted one of Hassan's clips about me and said, "Isn't this guy a pedophile?" And then I learned more about like the rabbit hole of and I was like, what glass house soapbox are you standing on?
I will
Imagine
say,
projection.
Yeah.
that is my favorite thing to do on Twitter right now. Is just go, isn't this guy insert the worst crime of all time? Like it just works. And just simply posing that question will net you thousands of likes. Like me discovering that Denims used to draw lolly porn was insane to me.
Boy.
Like
Oh
that
my God.
was
That was a
insane.
twist. That was a twist.
Yeah, that was a huge twist. And now I goes, isn't this the chick that drew lolly porn? Oh man, it's so fucking good. But yeah. Sense, have you had any? I can't remember. I believe you made a video about Niara's trans children debacle, right?
Yeah, I talked about it, and I believe she went on Twitter because Asmongold talked about her, and then I dropped my video on her. So I'm guessing she was getting a lot of interesting comments. No, I was like, this is disgusting. I don't know if that's a hot take or or what, but I was just like, yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
Yeah.
And I was just blown away. There were people donating to her, being like, no, you're right. Keep fighting for them kids. People donating hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, what the fuck? I mean,
What reality have you been teleported into?
no, exactly. I'm like, dude, I'm in the wrong career here. I gotta stop making slop and I gotta, start begging for money. It's just like saying the stupidest shit ever. So yeah, I'm just like, this person's disgusting. And I'm like, just blown away by the support that we're getting on Twitter, which I get it, it's Twitter.
Crazy.
But on
Yeah, it's
YouTube, it was like insane. People giving her $500, $600. It's like,
That's crazy.
What?
Yep.
What? These are kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I was just disgusted by her video or his video. I don't know.
It's one of them. Yeah, I don't know. They're either a cat, they're either a fox. I don't fucking know. Regardless,
Yeah.
My whole take is I feel like we should really just leave the fucking children alone. I really do. The problem with Niara is they sound like an evil German doctor that's going to drop a chemical bomb onto elementary
You
schools
sound like
and make the
Klaus
children
from
gay.
American Dad.
Yeah, it's like
They do.
They just sound so goofy, and they're trying so hard to virtue signal and moral grants. And they're like, oh, you can't consent to puberty, but you can consent to HRT. It's like, listen, man. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't consent. I didn't consent to peeing, so my urinary tract raped me. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, the person goes up and says the dumbest shit ad nauseum, and it's like, you'd really think that anybody would call him out on this, but it's like become a faction war of assembling as many retards in your community as possible to mindlessly defend the dumbass shit that their streamer says at length. And there's a lot of streamers that are like that, and Niara is definitely one of them, as well as Hamas whole circle jerk of delinquents. Yeah.
So when it comes to Niara, every time I see like a tweet in my feed, I have to hold myself back. I really want to make it, and I'm stopping myself every single time. And I do it for your sake, Tectone. So I want your permission in advance to be allowed to make this joke, even if it might offend you.
Yeah, of course. What's the joke?
I want to reply to every single tweet with "Don't make me call Tectone's dad."
They make that their fucking Twitter header, and I laugh every time.
You don't understand. It's like I have to hold myself back every time.
Dude, I fully give you consent to make whatever joke you want, man. I'm absolutely good.
You're the goat.
I would like to correct the record, right? Okay, first of all, that joke was hilarious, guys. That joke was hilarious. I will say,
It was.
I just want to say, my dad did not rape anybody, okay? He sexually harassed 3 women, okay? He's not the LeBron James of rape. He's the Max Verstappen of sexual harassment and being a gooner. Up! Max Verstappen. Yeah, that's just. I think. Yeah. Please do, Max. You have my full consent. Jesus Christ.
One of my tweets that all of these people got really angry about and was in the first hit piece on me from Anna as well was one where I was replying to someone on Twitter who had like posted a button. And the button had said like "hate trans people ? Kill yourself." And someone was just like, I'm not sure where this comes from, but there's a uniquely violent and sadistic streak in trans activism. And I responded, once it's realized that most trans activists are autogynephiliac males or ideologues pushing political views with an identity shield to prevent criticism, all of the power-hungry threats and graphic murder fantasies make a lot of sense. And I think it's really interesting that a lot of the people who came out and attacked me and used this tweet to say that I hate all trans women, which is not what I said, have graphic murder fantasies, have graphic rape fantasies, talk about the age of consent and how children can consent to things. I just find that really interesting. That the people mad over this quote, it actually seems to apply to.
Yeah. Yep. No, I absolutely agree.
I mean, to be honest, I think all activists are retards. If you're an activist, you're doing something wrong.
Yep.
You know what? I think I've never considered that. I think you're absolutely right. I'm trying to think of a single group of people that are activists that aren't completely fucking retarded.
There's one thing I would love to do, though, and I've mentioned this before. Trump's, like, no tax on tips thing doesn't apply to content creators, and I think we need to figure out a lobby in order to make it count for us.
Never mind. Disregard what I just said. Let's become activists.
Wait. What is this? What is this Trump thing? What is the Trump thing? I haven't heard about this.
So Trump passed a no taxes on tips law thing.
100 to 0.
Yeah, so
in political history.
If you're in hospitality or if you're in like the restaurant industry, all of your tips are now tax-free. I think it's like up to $25,000 or something like that. So just no taxes on that whatsoever.
That's awesome.
As content creators, like our subscriptions obviously don't count because they're recurring, but like our Twitch bits, our stream elements, donations, our super chats on YouTube, all of those are tips. And so I feel like we should be counted in the no tax on tips, but I don't know how to lobby for something like this. I don't know how I would get this in front of someone who matters to apply no tax on tips to content creators.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I would also like to say, I think we should just abolish tipping from America and just the employers pay their employees.
I agree.
Yeah, because I'm really tired. Dude, I went to this fucking, what was this? I went to this like Korean restaurant the other day and I tipped like 25%. And the waitress comes up to me and she goes, "Is that it?" And
I'm God.
See, my least favorite thing in America is when, oh, don't worry, we already included.
Yeah, no, hell no.
And it's like, wait. What do you mean a tip on top of the 20% that you already included?
Yeah, right? Like, what?
The included gratuity? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I ain't tipping anything above that shit. Fuck no. I will say.
That's insane.
The only people who I tip are what are they called? Like the people who rub your feet? And they paint your nails. The pedicures, people.
Pedicures.
Like the nail techs.
Yeah, my nice Chinese women that do my nails, I tip the fuck out of them. And then my barber, yes, I still go to the barber even though I'm bald. I do tip them quite generously as well. Because it's like a very
yes, I would like a shampoo on my bald head.
Yes, it's very intimate. And I feel like I know these people and I feel like they earned their tip. But like, brother, all you did was say, "What do you want to eat?" Okay, I'll bring it to you. Like, what the fuck? Why would I tip you $40 for that? Like, dude, I will go up and get it myself if I can save $40. Like, I'm just like not doing that. It's a service I don't even need.
When I went to California for the first time back in like 2014 or some shit, I experienced for the first time in my life people tipping for takeout. And I had to ask my friends, I was like, are you fucking retarded? Like, you literally drove there using your gas and picked up your food. Why are you tipping them?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Makes no sense.
The worst part is like when they're all so nasty. Like they treat you like an asshole and they don't give you anything. It's like, "Can I please have water?" And it's like, "No, we're out of water." And it's like, can you give us a tip? I'm like, "I'm not giving you a tip if you're out of water, okay?"
Like, I got a tip for you right here.
It's just scary because like the places that I frequent, I feel like I have to tip because I'm like, well, these fucking stuck-up white motherfuckers, they're gonna spit in my food if they know this is the guy who doesn't tip. Like the Starbucks I go to like every fucking morning, I'm like, all right, here's $1. Please don't spit in my fucking coffee tomorrow.
You tip at Starbucks?
Yes, because dude, you know what's fucking weird?
You gotta be kidding me.
Bro, there's this autistic guy who works at Starbucks, and Starbucks implemented this new feature where you can see the person you're ordering to and they can see you. And this guy just knows my name, and he knows the people in my car's name. Before I even tell him, it's like, oh, look, it's John, Sophia, and Jenizad. It's like, What the fuck? Like, how, bro? Jenna just moved in. How do you know his name? It's weird.
Starbucks is one of the biggest scams in America.
Yeah.
I agree.
It is a real estate company that masquerades as a coffee business.
Yeah.
And the only time I ever tipped like a coffee house was back in the day. I went to a Dunkin' Donuts every morning before college, and they would have my order ready for me. Like, after I went there so often, I would just walk in and they would already have my coffee and my sandwich. And I was like, you guys deserve tips because this is crazy. Who does this?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, if you get good service, you know, I'm willing to tip 15%. But like, that's crazy that you tipped 25% and they were like, really? That's it? Come on.
Oh,
Give me a little more.
bro.
That's
and
insane.
Also, Lakari will vouch that happened. Jenazad will vouch that happened. Canute will vouch that happened, and Sophia will vouch that happened because they were all there when we were all eating together. I was livid, and if you thought I was angry, Lakari was even. Lakari lost it. Like, Lakari just fucking lost it, which is classic Lakari fashion.
He just pulled his pants down. Shits up the
Lakari
table.
rage is always hilarious. I played fucking Terra with him a bit back in the day.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I want to get to more lighthearted stories about all that shit because that sounds really sweet. I'd love to know more about that soon. What were we even talking? How did we get to tipping culture? How did we get here? What were we talking about?
Trump, tax on tips, lobbying, activists.
We went from trans children to tipping culture.
I mean, same thing.
Love
if you think
Okay.
I have an even crazier take about trans children.
Okay.
Oh.
There are no trans children. They're children.
I agree. I think
they don't know shit about gender.
Yeah.
They don't know about any of this stuff.
Yeah, they just been groomed by their parents or social media to think that there's something.
Probably.
Yeah, their minds are kind of getting fucked up. Now, once again, once you're 18, my personal opinion is you should be 23 before you transition. But I don't think the internet's ready for that conversation.
Why specifically 23?
Because that's when your frontal lobe is on average fully developed.
I thought that was 25, and that's why you can't rent a car until 25.
Maybe it is.
Pretty sure. I think it's 24 to 26, actually.
Okay, well, the number keeps on getting bigger. So this is scary.
People keep getting more retarded.
Yeah, we're just getting more dumb.
But I feel like we should just leave the kids alone. And yeah, transgenders I got no problem with at all. I'm obviously alarmed by the shockingly high suicide rate of transgenders. That is fucking horrible. I think it's like, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 65% of trans people have attempted suicide once in their life.
That is an insane statistic, if true.
Yeah, if true, it's very high. There was also another viral tweet that went off where a person killed themselves. They were on top of a bridge.
Tragic.
They said, "What a beautiful view! What a long way down!"
Oh, yeah.
They jump off the bridge. They all kill. People were shitting on them in the comments, and lo and behold, in their bio, they were also trans. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. Is I think there's a lot of things that we don't understand about what's going on with this. I don't know how long being transgender has been around for. To my knowledge, I only started hearing about it in probably like 2012, 2013. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, it's a couple of years ago, like a decade or two ago, it was considered a mental illness, gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then we had a whole bunch of like self-ID laws pop up.
Yeah.
Is it no longer labeled a mental illness as gender dysphoria?
At this point, I think that just became like an overly politicized topic. People don't.
Yeah. Like it's still in the DSM-5, but like if you refer to it as a mental illness, you're literally Hitler.
Okay, so it's one of those things where everybody knows what to all think, but we just can't say it out loud?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
pretty much,
I guess we'll move on then. Let's talk about...
But also, and in my opinion, the scariest part about this statistic is apparently transitioning doesn't lower the chances of suicide.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
then
interesting.
people who have detransitioned, like they're typically silenced as well by activists because it's not, I guess, proper for some reason to talk about an experience of someone. Yeah, someone who like detransitioned, someone who regretted it. They're like, well, we can't have this kind of conversation in the mainstream. And then there's even people like, I talk about Buck Angel frequently. Buck Angel is a biological female. They identify as a man. They've had, top surgery. They've been on testosterone for a very, very long time. And they're one of the people who speak out about the dangers of being on hormone therapy for long periods of time, the dangers of pushing this kind of thing on children. And on their Instagram years ago, Buck Angel posted about how their uterus was necrophying inside of them and almost killed them if they didn't have emergency surgery because of the high doses of testosterone they had been taking.
Jesus. I think probably the common thread, the common ideology for this is leave the kids alone. We don't need to transition any kids. And if you're above the age of 18, you have permission to do whatever the fuck you want with your body. Just make sure that you're being reasonable and safe and understand what you're getting into, because we don't want to see anybody killing themselves. We don't want to see anybody potentially hurting their lives, and to just do everything responsibly, because it's very sad, everything that goes on with the very high depression rate and the very high suicide rate, and it's awful to see someone kill themselves. Anyways, let's continue on. Let's talk about Ian and Anissa. iDubbbz and his husband. They've been kind of getting brainwashed by Hassan's crew, as well as, Ian's getting brainwashed by his husband. And did we all see the clip of Ian slowly realizing that Hassan hates people just like him, where Hassan was shit talking him to his face, and Ian slowly realized that he partnered with the bad guys, and it was too late? Did we all see this, or did you guys not see this?
I mean, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. I did see a clip where, when they were reacting to the content nuke together, and Hassan is kind of glazing Nasrallah, the terrorist.
Yeah, that's another one.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So there's this Nasrallah. He's dead. He's too busy rotting in hell to tune into the stream. So he was the leader of Hezbollah, terrorist organization in Lebanon. They've contributed to the murders of 600,000 people in Syria. They are very bad guys. Very, very bad guys. Anyway, so Hassan glazes this guy all the time. He likes Nasrallah because, Nasrallah read a lot of books. He's very well read, as he said. He's the guy that he was talking to Nick, and he said to Nick, it's like, well, the United States calls him a terrorist, but I like him. I'm okay with him, right? Like that's that click. So he was glazing that guy again on stream, and Ian was sitting there behind him, and he was just like shrinking into his chair. He's like, holy shit, this is the guy? This is the guy that Hassan supports? The guy known for quotes like, I hope all Jews in the world move to Israel, so when we kill all the Jews in Israel, we kill all the Jews at the same time, right? Known for quotes like that.
That's insane.
And Ian is just like, ugh! That was a great clip. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. There's been a lot of great clips. Do you guys, I just want to ask one simple question. We'll start with Sensitive. Do you think there's any hope for Ian, Sensitive, or do you think it's kind of just cooked?
I think he's cooked. He's pushed everyone away. I mean, I don't know if this is like, I just hate the argument that Ian needs to say the N-word to be funny when that's not the case.
It's not.
No.
And and people are like, well, you only like him because he used to be edgy and say the N-word. I'm like, no, that's not it. He used to have a personality, charisma, and now that's all gone. He just doesn't have it anymore. I don't know what it. Well,
he used to be a person, and now he's like a shell.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'll be honest. I don't think he's cooked. I think he could come back. I think he needs to find God. I think he needs to find God, and I think he'll come back if he does, or he won't. But my real question is, do you think Anissa lets Ian watch when she has sex with Hassan?
Oh, good lord.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what they use the Creator Clash empty arena for, right? He has to pay admission first. Oh God. Did you guys see that Creator Clash has been postponed till October?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Apparently, it's gonna be in LA.
Did you guys also notice that not a single person running Creator Clash said that? It was just random people on the internet who were gonna fight and it said that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll give you one better. Do we know who's running Creator Clash right now? Ever see Ian step down?
I have no idea who's running it. I have no idea. Personally, I'm hoping someone like Aiden Ross runs it on Kick or some shit, and it's completely rebooted. Or Kaisenat. Kaisenat or Aiden Ross will rerun the new Creator Clash. That's the thing, right?
Bro, they don't want to touch that. They don't want to touch any of that. What are you talking?
No, I'm saying start the new Creator Clash. Call it the fucking streamer brawl or some shit.
They call it Fire Festival.
Here's the worst thing. There was a guy back in 2020 that shot the idea to run an event where streamers fight other streamers in a boxing event to OTK, but he was shot down and said it was a terrible idea.
What?
No.
Why?
Yeah, do you know what streamer was that? Do you guys know which streamer?
Was it you? Was it you, John?
It was me. It was me. Yep, I had the idea for Creator Clash first, and I was told it was too dangerous and it would never work.
What the hell?
To be honest, though, Creator Clash lost money last time and completely fell apart this time.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I would have ran it, it would have done well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like it fell apart mostly due to the people who run it.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. It's a good concept. And if the right person behind it, it could be a very successful thing. But I mean, you got Ian and Anissa. It's like, come on. nah, it ain't gonna work. But I do think it's a solid concept.
What they're not doing is they need to WWE-ify it. Like, they need to have, like, trailers and promos and segments to build up the bloodlust between these two creators before they actually fucking fight.
I don't know if you remember Creator Clash Season 1, but his whole spiel was there's creator boxing going on, and there's a lot of drama between the fighters, like KSI and Logan Paul. There's drama between them, and we want to make a boxing event with no drama. That was their whole thing when they started it. Yeah. It was stupid.
The whole point is to have drama. It's awesome.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, that is how you get a good story. That's how you get people invested. Like, I would have been recording, like, fucking trailers with let the bodies hit the floor in the background of them, like, shit talking each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, trailing montage. They fumbled it. But
not only that, but if they could manage to actually get Hasan and Sam Hyde to box each other, can you imagine, like, just the amount of promo that would bring in?
That would be
but Hasan would never do that.
But he should.
Yeah. Have you seen what
you're forgetting something important here. Because of Hassan Piker, the blue whale's vagina is the second biggest pussy on planet Earth.
Look, all he has to do is consent to the fight, and then nobody can call him a pussy anymore.
Yeah, but he's not gonna do it.
Oh, that's
those muscles
insane.
Just for show, man. Come on, get in the ring.
They are just for show. Literally. He's a progressive mind in a MAGA body. Did you hear the news?
Oh my god, I hate that fucking article, bro. It's fucking gay.
Like, you do realize that the implication of that article is anyone that's not MAGA looks like a wet paper towel, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Oh, trust me, the irony was not lost on me at all. I talked about that on the podcast as well. So dumb. Anyways, how is Hassan's head so small?
It is very small.
It is. And his feet, they're so petite. Have we all noticed his little princess feet? It is wild. Also, the clips of him kickboxing are about just the most pathetic things I've ever seen in my entire life.
They're so good. I love those.
It is so good. Speaking of which, I will also be taking boxing soon. I'm very excited. I'm going to start my training. I started watching Hajime no Ippo last night to prepare.
Great show.
I'm on episode 4. Oh my god, it's so good. And
it gets so much better.
I can't wait. He fought this really cool guy in the ring, and I'm hoping they become best friends, but we'll see. That's currently the trajectory they're on. And I think the trainer, Takamura or some shit. Oh, he's so cool.
Takamura's amazing. I love him.
Yeah, he's so dope. So yeah, that's all the topics that I wanted to talk about. That's all the scheduled topics, but yeah, tell me about playing Terra with Lucari, Kisha.
Oh man, I think his guild name was Man Up back in the day. And I can't even remember what class he was, but occasionally for like big wars or like his guild war stuff, he would ask if I could come and be a healer since I played priest.
Oh, that's so sweet. We got to make that happen.
Yeah, he was a fucking fun guy. He was a cool dude.
Yeah, well, just to expose Kirsha a little bit, I have a DM from her about 3.5 years ago where she's trying to help me get into Blue Protocol. That never happened.
I don't even know if it's still coming out anymore, man.
Yeah, Blue Protocol is cooked. However, their new game, because it was taken over by Tencent, they got additional funding. They're making a game called Star Resonance, which is just Blue Protocol, but it's for every platform. So now it's like mobile, PC, consoles as well. I'm going to try that for sure, because, like, dude, I am praying to God for a good new MMO. That being said, what is it called?
Yeah, same.
Chrono Abyss or Chrono Odyssey. Chrono Odyssey is coming out. That shit looks amazing. But yeah, I really do want to play an MMO with you sometime, Kirsha, if you ever have the opportunity to.
Hell fucking yeah, I'm down.
Ooh, or
Tectone, I did start the game you told me to, Claire Obscure 33, and it's.
I love the fact that you cut out the moment you were giving the review.
Yeah, same. You gotta get rid of.
It's pretty fire so far. Thank you for the recommendation, John.
Yes, sir. Have you beaten Act 1 yet?
No, I'm up to Act 1. I just did the prologue.
Hell yeah. Just know that when you get to the Act 1 final boss, just know I did that with one character. So you better not lose it.
First of all, fuck you. All right? This is unimaginable levels of pressure all of a sudden. Sure.
Yeah, no, it's so fucking good. I've been playing it off stream. I don't want to tell chat where I'm at right now, but I think I'm almost into Act 3. But yeah, the game is fucking amazing. I'm glad you're playing that shit. Anything else? Anything lighthearted? Any of us want to talk about? Anything that's on our mind?
I wanted to ask Kirsha a question.
Uh-huh.
Where do you think DEI goes from here?
Well, I've been reporting on Bridge for quite a while, and they are funded by a lot of big companies. They have a lot of large corporate partners as well. They just had their May retreat at the beginning of this year. They are not slowing down whatsoever. And their advice has basically been, it doesn't matter what you call DEI, change the language, change it to anything you need to continue doing the DEI work. Because DEI is not just a moral imperative that needs to transform culture, but it is also a business opportunity. And so they're still trying to sell this as something that's good for business despite all of us.
Which it's not. It's
not.
not.
Yeah, like we can see with our eyes that it's not, but they have to keep selling this lie in order to keep getting companies to believe in them.
Right. So my follow-up question is, and this is conspiracy theory realm, so I think all of us will have a different answer to this, but I want to know your opinion. Why? Why is this being pushed? It's obviously not for money. So what is the motivator, and what is the power that is pushing this everywhere?
That's a great question, and it feels just like it's politicians and other corporate overlord people who want to have a chattel class of just like depressed slave labor that can be working for them constantly while they reap all the benefits of being the only people who can afford to do anything, right? You know, the whole like, you will own nothing and you will be happy nonsense.
And do you really feel like it's even moving things towards that goal? Because it really doesn't feel like it's getting any closer to that.
I feel like it's moving ever so slowly towards that, but this past, like, year and a half, I would say, like, with all of the boycotts for Bud Light, for Target, all of the games failing, people heavily pushing back on this messaging, it feels like people are finally starting to wake up and being like, look, we don't want any of this Marxism, we don't want any of your, like, communist bullshit, we just want to grill, we just want to be left alone.
So who's paying for it? Obviously, Ubisoft, a bunch of gamers, they don't care. So why is it pushed on Ubisoft to push this shit? Like, how did that happen?
I'm not entirely sure how...
Like, there was recently a discovery that Sweet Baby Inc. was potentially, I'll say, made by the Canadian government.
I don't know if they were made by the Canadian government, but about a year ago, I did look into the funding that Sweet Baby got. And Sweet Baby is connected to Weird Ghosts, which has a funding arm from the Canadian government. So they were getting government funding in that regard. And I'm not really sure. I don't really have much of an answer as to like why this is being pushed wholesale, why people want like a Marxist one world government kind of thing where we're all just one solid hodgepodge with no differentiating things about us.
Because it's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
It feels like follow the money is always it's always the first thought, right? It's like, okay, so let's follow the money, you figure out the motive. But money's not the motive.
Yeah, they've been
foregoing
short-term profit for the long-term cultural control, but it's like once you gain cultural control and you have like this, you know, slave class of people that are browbeaten, they know that they're not going to go anywhere, they're never going to own anything, like they're fine with everything being
and you think
like, what do you do with this?
Right, so you think putting I'm not saying this like to criticize, just to understand, because I think you've done much more research into this than I did, I think. So you think that like Ubisoft putting a black samurai in Assassin's Creed is part of a gigantic movement for communism, essentially.
Essentially, and it's a bit different than putting it in the way that you did, because it's not just that they put a black samurai in the game, right? Have all the black samurais you want, fuck. But it's the fact that they took an erroneous part of history and they tried rewriting culture in Japan in their game while claiming that it was historically accurate and culturally sensitive. They were like, hey, we hired all these consultants because we wanted to make sure we were accurate. And we found out that was a lie. It wasn't accurate. It was a bunch of lies. And they had circularly cited this one guy who used himself as the sole source of Yasuke being a samurai. And obviously, you know, it wasn't, everyone tried being like, it's just people in the West who are angry, like people in Japan don't care. That was also not true.
That wasn't
people in
true.
Japan really cared, to the point where politicians got involved and they were like, you know, our culture is being slandered. We feel like this is not taking us seriously. Like it was a whole big thing. It was a whole big thing. And the fact that like Tencent was involved as well could also be a little bit of a, you know, they don't exactly like Japan, so.
So did you? While Tectone's not here, I can ask you this also, because it's the same topic.
Yeah,
Did you hear of the? Well, let's not get him banned. Did you hear of the giant, the Canadian ethnic genocide that happened 2-3 years ago?
No, what's that?
So it was a giant story in Canada where like you have all these pictures of Trudeau holding teddy bears at graves, where essentially the narrative was they found hundreds of unmarked graves where Canadians were genociding minorities and indigenous people.
No, I'd never heard of that.
You should look at it because it's insane. And it was all fake. It was literally all fake. They were fake child graves. None of it was even remotely real. But if you look up headlines, like you could type in Canadian genocide unmarked graves, for example, and you'll see thousands of articles, but not one body was found. You know, it was all fake. It was all fake. Every single bit of it was all fake. And
so if they were faking like Canadian native child genocide in Canada, is this possibly why a lot of people look at the South African Boer murders and they're like, oh, that's also fake. That's a conspiracy theory.
So I do think to a large extent, people are so used to just not trusting headlines or media in general. It's like, why would I ever take anything at face value anymore?
It
Yeah,
is.
true.
It is
Yeah.
actually alarming. Like I've begun maybe this process of enlightenment over the past like 7 or 8 months, where I'm just looking into all of the real information on what people are talking about, and it's wild how much people misconstrue the truth of what has actually happened and report on things as if they're factual, but they're actually just opinion. It is very scary how dangerous the media is right now.
Yeah, I mean, just last week they released that it turns out they knew all along that there were side effects to the vaccine. They just decided not to tell the public and lie to convince people to get it.
You cut out
Yeah.
immediately for what you were talking about. What did they find out?
They found out that there were side effects to the COVID vaccines immediately, but they lied to the public about the side effects so that people could take it.
And it's kind of crazy to me that people were like deplatformed and silenced and banned from places for saying like, hey, maybe don't take this vaccine quite yet. Maybe like talk to your doctors. I don't know. Like that was considered horrible. And now in current year, like the media is reporting the same thing that those people said.
I will say I have never felt the same since getting vaccinated. I talk about this all the time. I was actually double vaxxed because I was required to in Canada. I didn't want to, but in order to get groceries and leave my house, I was required to.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I never got the vaccine, so I can give pure-blooded children.
Oh, thank God. They're not my blood.
You're really trying to keep your line pure, eh?
Hey, yeah, I know it's weird.
Interesting.
Eh?
Yeah,
I
don't tell
went to
Twitter.
Canada. I went to Canada back when like the vaccine was going, well, COVID, and I had to get vaccinated 3 times. So I'm like 3 times vaxxed.
Yeah.
And
God.
I know that everyone here has different side effects, but I personally I feel the same. You know, I don't feel any different. I'm as retarded as I was. But yeah, no, like I remember you needed 2 or 3 vaccines if you wanted to travel. I think it was like 2021, 2022. So it's like, well, I do want to do this, right? So I just had to comply. But I mean, my personal experience, this is just me. I've never had an issue. I've been okay, but
now.
you said that you felt different, correct?
Yeah, I have never felt the same since getting vaccinated. I feel fucking terrible. My breathing isn't as good as it used to be.
Okay.
I developed asthma as well. Like,
no.
it's been awful. But I'm hoping, you know, maybe there'll be a vaccine for the COVID vaccine that'll actually fix me for what it did to me. But I understand that what I'm experiencing is most likely rare, and not everybody's going to experience that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
again,
I guess it varies, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, the conspiracy theories about the vaccine ranged from microchips in your brain all the way to, you know, nothing. There are no side effects. And both of those seem to be untrue, right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, there are side effects.
Like the amount of times I had to specify, like, I don't believe that they're putting microchips in your body from the COVID vaccine. It just feels weird to me that the government is pushing it as hard as they are, and that makes me not trust it.
Yeah. Well, boys, I think that's the end of our show today.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
was fun.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad that you guys came on. This was fantastic. This was short,
Yeah, this was fun as
sweet.
fuck.
We banged this shit out. I know you guys said some of you guys were on a time crunch, so I wanted to keep it pretty short. But I think we fucking crushed it. Sens, Kisha, Nux, thank you so much for being here. And chat, thank you guys for being supportive the entire time. Make sure to go follow all of these goobers. We all should talk again. This was very fun.
Absolutely.
Of course. Thank you for the invite. Really appreciate
thank
it.
you.
And nice to meet all of you.
Absolutely. Nux, I would like to say I have now invited you to 3 of these things, and you have yet to invite me to a single fucking thing, and I'm starting to get annoyed at it.
Excuse me. When we were doing the Some Ordinary podcast, who invited you? Probably 6.
Oh, yeah, you did. That's right. That's very true.
Oh, that's right. You are repaying me right now.
Yeah, of course,
now that's
of
a
course.
perspective.
Very, very, very true. Yeah, that's
It's always a pleasure, man. It's really always a pleasure.
yeah. Well, yeah. You know what? Invite me on the next episode, bro.
You know what? Maybe I will.
Yeah, I'll get you on steak and eggs, man. I'll get you on steak and eggs.
Yeah, right. We should do a collab, steak and eggs, in the Some Ordinary podcast. Except both of us aren't.
It'll be some ordinary steak and eggs.
Yeah, absolutely.
true.
We'll do it. And also, I expect a game invitation from you, Kisha, as well as Sensitive. We're gonna do something in the future, I'm sure.
I love it.
Wait, no, that's right. I get to react to all your videos. That's right. We collab every day. You just don't know
We
it.
do.
It's like Nux and Jaden Animations. We collab every day. She just doesn't know.
Non-consensual collab.
True.
Okay.
True.
Anyways,
I love it.
Yeah, it was great having you guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.
You
Thank
too.
you,
Have a
bye.
good day. Bye,
All
guys.
right, peace. Oh, that was fucking hilarious. If you are new here, make sure to follow the channel. Make sure to subscribe to me as well on YouTube. Make sure to turn the bell on for all notifications. It's been great seeing the support for the stream. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you all had fun.